Ladies and gentlemen, in first Descendant news, we have the latest glitch cause more harm, apparently, than good for the first Descendant. Players are exploiting a glitch. It's nothing new in the gaming community. Some games, like Elden Ring, even encourage it. Some parts of the game can be too tough to beat without resorting to exploits and glitches. The first Descendant update added a new Colossus named Gluttony. It already had a bad rep, however, players found a glitch that could help them defeat it, but that caused more harm than good for the game. Let's see what it's all about. Basically, it's I ran into it when I was playing the Pyromaniac. I thought it was a guy building Kyle right, because he was able on hard mode to beat Pyromaniac and one shot him with his ult. And I thought he built him because I've seen videos on people playing Kyle, dropping like millions of damage, and apparently that's a bug, or that he's able to one shot bosses. Because apparently he was doing it to Gluttony, the newest boss. He was out there just one-shotting that boss. But let's see what it goes into more. Players leave the fight if Kyle's not on the team, and that's toxic. Like, don't be like that. It all boils down to Kyle having a bugged ult right now. In short, the ult will absorb stacks of mental focus that have you maxed out, resulting in Kyle practically one-shotting every boss in the game. Even the latest Colossus, Gluttony, and all, it sounds good and fun, right? Well, no. The whole thing backfired in a way. What happens is the players now refuse to take on bosses, Gluttony especially, if Kyle's not on the team. Players everywhere are furious, with people leaving void battles as soon as they realize no one is playing Kyle, leaving the rest to fend for themselves, as you would expect. Community is far from happy. I mean, people do that in general, just leave, depending on how the first 2 minutes go. And I just think that's kind of like stupid. Like, if you don't have, like, there's certain phases, like, all right, if we don't have the boss's shield by a certain time, people will just straight up leave. And that's just how it goes. And like, that's what you get for building a thing. Like, if they would take away the time limits, people would probably leave less. The reason why people are leaving so much is because you've put a time limit to the boss instead of just like having just downs. If people just die, like the 3 lives things are fine, but then when you add a time limit to it, you're just adding people's like, oh, if this run's not going well, I might as well just leave. The time limit is the reason why people are toxic and leaving. If you take away the time limit, people wouldn't leave. If the run is going like shit, they still have lives to protect them. The time limit doesn't protect them. They're on a time limit to kill this boss. So that's one of the reasons why people are toxic and leaving these games. I think they should actually not penalize the person, but give something to the people that stay, and actually, if they're able to beat the boss, they should be able to do something. But I don't know. I don't think they're ever going to do that. That's just my take on that one. And let's see what this is. Community furious with the recent rise of levers. Naturally, no one likes having levers in their games, especially if you're just about to fight a tough boss. Your options are either to leave as a group or tough it out with an uphill battle, which can downright impossible with some colossi. And then it's an image. Oh well. And let's go scroll down here. One Redditor noticed this trend and expressed a dissatisfaction in the post, saying, out of 15 queues tonight, only 2 parties stayed because there was a Kyle. User agreed. People give up too quickly and quit as soon as they get downed. Of all the looter shooters I've played, this one by far is the worst. It comes down to players looking to get carried. They'd rather quit the moment things aren't perfect and rematch to get carried than stick out an instance. I'll say it like this, because I saw someone in my comments saying, oh, you just want to be carried. I'm like, no, I just want to fucking beat the boss. Like, people are on me about the dungeon. I'm like, yes, I'm doing these dungeons. I want to farm for characters. And if there's a 50% chance over a 25%, I would much rather have, if it takes an extra minute to finish a dungeon, to get 15,480 points over getting 1,480 points. 14, like, why would I just not take that extra minute to wipe out all the enemies to get a 50% chance instead of a 25% chance? Like, we've done outposts. We've all done outposts. How many times have you done an outpost with 25% with Sharon and not gotten any of the patterns? And you've done 5 or 6 runs over 25%. So 50% is a coin flip. That's better than 25. I'm saying that. For all the people that are like having issues with like oh, you want to get carried? Yes, because I don't have the right modules. I was farming Pyromaniac for a module for Bunny. I fought the thing like 9 times. The only Transcendent mod I was getting was, I think, First Aid Kit. It was something else. It was not the Transcendent mod that I was getting, and I only got it twice out of like 10 to 8 like fights against the Pyromaniac. So I wasn't really getting lucky with those Transcendent mods. But on to go. Let's see what this is. No, this is just a material list. But yeah, it seems like this is mostly on about the Kyle issue. So they've done a 1.06 update, I think, to fix the bugs and also probably nerf Kyle for his one-shotting ability. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a cool ability, and I think lore-wise it should just be a one-shot, but gameplay-wise, yeah, it doesn't seem fair because everyone Kyle seems cool, and then the other guy that can explode seems cool. But I just haven't been focusing on them. I've been mostly focusing on like Bunny Lepic. But yeah, like if everyone was like, it's toxic that like, oh, because Kyle is too OP right now and he's not in these and he's not being able to use in Gluttony's fight, like we don't want to fight. Like what? Like just fucking play the game. Like there's tutorial videos out there helping you to how to beat the boss. Like just like stop being a fucking baby. Like it's not that hard. It's a video game. Is there people gonna be shit at the game? Yes. Can you help them? Yes. That's why we're all gamers. We're here to play and enjoy the game. It's not enjoyable when people come around and act all high and mighty, saying I'm better than you. Oh, you should get better. Okay. Like what? Like just play the fucking game, enjoy it. It's a PvE, so the only thing you guys can do is have a dick measuring contest on, oh, you're not doing enough damage. Like no, like, all right, one guy is lackluster, help him out. There's 3 of you. There's still 3 of you. Like, even though he only might be doing 1 million damage a minute while you guys are doing 5. Like at least he's still doing damage. But like it's just mostly the toxicity of void boss battles are just toxic. I think that's why I've mostly just stayed away from them. The only time I ever do them is like when I'm farming someone. And it's just like I'll use I barely touch Viesa, and I used her for the Pyromaniac fights. I would say out of the 8 I have had, yeah, I'd probably I don't have that many people because it's Pyromaniac, so not many people are leaving the Pyromaniac because it's an easy fight now. But yeah, like once I go later into like if I start fighting Gluttony and that shit happens, like, and we're gonna get future bosses down the line, and they're probably gonna be harder than Gluttony, and we're gonna have people that, like, play like this. Let's just get up and leave. Like it's not healthy for the game, one, and it's just if it keeps continuing, it's just gonna like destroy the game in general. All right, thank you all for enjoying my TED Talk. Hope you have a good rest of your night, morning, evening. I'm probably live. Have a good rest of your night. Peace.